Alright, this is the full basic Gitrog process from start to finish. For more in-depth details, read the primer, or, if you don't want to read, leave a comment down below about what you want me to make a video on, and I'll try to get around to it, no promises. I'm remaking the videos from, like, a year ago, because I don't like the old stuff. It's... just ew. There's no script this time, just a bunch of talking points. I'll leave the old stuff there, but never mention it to me unless you have a serious question, because I kind of hate it. Nothing's really changed. It's the same basic tech. We don't have Emergent Zone in the deck anymore, in the main deck list, which does change some things, but not really. This is Double Titan, so we're not going to be using Guy's Blessing at all. You won't see it in the deck. I will be making a video on that later, because it is a bit more complicated, and it is used in budget because Titans are expensive. So our game plan is to get Gitrog, a discard outlet, on the field, and Dakmor in hand. And that's the 3-card combo, or that's where we can start. And we start by discarding Dakmor Salvage to Putrid Imp here, and then a draw trigger is generated off of Gitrogs whenever one or more lands are put into a graveyard from anywhere. Draw a card, and we replace that draw with Dredge 2 on Dakmor, milling the top 2 cards of our library. Now, whenever a land is milled, a new draw trigger is generated from Gitrog, and we go ahead and put that on the stack and just discard Dakmor again in response. Milling another 2 with Dredge 2, another land hits, now we have 2 draw triggers on the stack, and we continue until we hit a Titan. Whenever you hit a Titan, you have the option to keep going until you hit the second Titan, because we do run 2, and then at the second one you have to shuffle, otherwise, you can deck yourself. Some niche, just a niche little thing is you have to avoid slow play if you hit both Titans before you mill a land. You continue until you hit a land, and then you draw off of that. You don't put it on the stack, and then you resolve the shuffles, and, shuffle. So here I'm going to just separate my Titan. This is just for demonstration purposes. You wouldn't actually do this, of course. And all these cards get shuffled back into the library. And we repeat this over and over and over. And we get draw triggers on the stack. And we shuffle. And when we have enough draw triggers to draw our entire library, you can wait until the next shuffle and then resolve all of them at once. Or not all the draw triggers, but enough to draw your library at once. And doing so, you get all these cards. I'm just going to move them to exile and then move them to my hand because there's no way to put them directly into hand. And this is why I put these on the sideboard, is because there's no way I'm going to find anything in here. I do have Assassin's Trophy and Lotus Petal separated out already. They would normally be in the deck, but demonstration purposes, So now that we have everything in our hand, including these, of course, we can do something at instant speed and not do this little part, but if you have extra draw triggers, you can just discard a Titan and shuffle and draw that, and discard it and shuffle and draw that. And that way you can just do that for however many draw triggers you have left, and then you'll be good to go to this next part. Because I want to do this at sorcery speed, because Lotus Petal, there is an instant speed route to gain infinite mana, but I'm not going to cover them right now. They aren't hard. You can read the primer if you want to use them, which you may need in some scenarios that you're trying to go off at instant speed. Or, leave a comment and I'll try to make a video. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, we have all these in our hand, of course. I'm going to cast Lotus Petal. And then I'm going to discard a land and a Titan. Now, I stack these draw triggers so that the shuffle goes out first, and I resolve that shuffle immediately. Shuffle doesn't really matter because there's only 2 cards. We discard and dredge Dakmor. We now have 1 draw trigger on the stack. And now the land hits our graveyard, of course, so does the shuffler. A new draw trigger. We have 2 draw triggers. Shuffle them both. Do that again. Ugh, why isn't it not? Okay, whatever. And we do that again. And this time, now we have 3 draw triggers and a shuffle on the stack. Now, in response to the shuffle, we tap and crack Lotus Petal, and it goes into our graveyard. And you can add green or black. We're going to loop this so you get infinite green and black. And then you resolve the shuffle. And now you resolve all those 3 draw triggers that you generated all at once to draw all 3 cards. And now we repeat this, of course, by casting Lotus Petal and then discarding a land and a Titan, and you just loop this for infinite mana. And then these cards aren't actually on the field, of course, they're just there for demonstration. Now we have infinite mana. We can go to the same process, which is called Koziland, by the way, that was. We go to Koziland, and now we're going to do it with Assassin's Trophy instead of Lotus Petal. It's the same process as before. We're discarding a land and a Titan, and instead of casting Lotus Petal at the beginning, we just discard those 2, shuffle, dredge Dakmor, discard, shuffle. We get those 3 draw triggers, and then when after that 3rd draw trigger is generated from milling a land, and the shuffle's still on the stack, we're gonna cast Assassin's Trophy, just as we would crack Lotus Petal. And we're gonna loop this to destroy all our opponents' lands, permanents, everything. And if they don't scoop after that, after looping this, I don't know why they wouldn't scoop, it's just stupid, but you can just pump a Finale of Devastation for a ridiculous amount and blast them all. Basically, at this point, the game's over. I mean, the game was kinda over when you started the Dakmor process, but you never know. Alright, that's just the basic stuff. I will be making more videos to cover the other Gitrog stuff, but it may not be what you want. So if you want anything specific to be made or remade, leave a comment and I'll try to get around to it. I'm the Gitrog Pancake. I spend a lot of time on the Gitrog Discord where I'm going to leave the link for that in the description. Feel free to ask questions there, and there's tons of people who would be happy to help you. I'm also going to leave a link to the primer, this primer, in the description, of course. I do a lot of budget stuff, so, feel free to look me up on Moxfield. And remember to like and subscribe, which I'm obligated to say for some reason.